Hello, welcome to Sunfire Designs. Today I am going to be trying to make something, and it's an experiment, and it is inspired by Amanda's Majesty flower, as well as Dragonflower, and also has elements of my layered flower, my layered pour flower. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. This mold is from Resinable Creations on Etsy. Everything will be in the description at the end, or on the video. I mix up 150 mils of Art Pro. I have some white right here that is kind of like at the border in between opaque and transparent. Like if you move it around, you can obviously see the stick through it. And to make that, I use Let's Resin Ocean White pigment. I'm finding I like that a little bit better, at least at the moment, for making things like this. And I'm still working on the ratios of my pigment. So this is Liquitex Prussian Blue plus 1 drop of Let's Resin Black Pigment Paste. This very, very well-loved tube. I probably need to get a new one. And then I have some Deep Violet, which is also Liquitex. And then I've got this. This is Turquoise by Daler-Rowney. It's a little bit lighter and more opaque turquoise. I have Copper. This is, I'll show you what this is, just resin. It is called Brushed Copper. It's really nice stuff. Just don't let it tip because it separates a little bit when it's sitting. All pigment pastes do, or most pigment pastes do. You have to stir it up before you use it. But if you turn it sideways, the stuff that it's mixed with, which is kind of like, it's just a part A or a part B kind of thing, you know, will leak out and get everywhere and makes a giant mess. So just keep your pigment paste stored flat, like with the lids up. This is what I'm going to put in the center. I have more than enough. I put too much in here and I needed to make it thicker. But I am using the Recollections brand Color Shift glitters. These are from Michaels. This is green gold. This is purple teal. And this one is blue green. So they all come together and make a really beautiful thing. And then I've got some leftover clear. That's going to be my push. I am not going to use a piping bag today. I am just going to use my cup and see how that goes. It's been a minute since I've done that, so we will find out how that works. All right, so I'm kind of doing this on the fly here, so you'll have to bear with me for a minute. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the turquoise and I'm going to pour it around the outside edge. And this is kind of where Amanda's Majesty flower is similar, because she takes a darker color, I think, and puts it around the edge. I don't remember exactly. I don't have my notes with me, but so I am putting my lightest color around the edge. Then I am going to put the violet in the middle. So in the space before it closes up is going to be the violet. And I really hope this works out. I like experimenting. It just gets expensive when you're on a limited budget. You know, like me, I'm a teacher. I think you've heard me say that. So I don't get paid a lot. So on a limited income, it's hard for me to spend a lot of money doing this, but I just do love doing it. I guess I don't know if I didn't mix it all the way or whatever, but it's got little dark spots, which doesn't bother me at all. I don't care. I just am noticing that. Or maybe, you know what it is? It's not dark spots. It's places where it's gone under the blue more or less. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to put the darkest color in the middle. So I'm going to put that Prussian blue in the middle. That will push everything out. I don't know if I'm going to use that all. I think I'm not going to use it all. There's a little bit left in here. All right. Then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the brushed copper. First, let me torch this. I'm going to take the brushed copper and I'm going to make a couple rings around here. So I'm going to make one ring at the edge here where the turquoise meets the violet. Okay. And then I'm going to make another one here, kind of where the blue meets the violet. It's not going to be perfect. That's okay. And then finally, I'm going to make one more row right along the outside edge. So I will have 3 circles. And I'm just going to do a very thin layer here. I don't want to have a ton of the copper because I don't want it to take over everything. But I think it's so pretty. All right, so there's that. I'm going to torch again. And actually, you know what? I think I am going to put this in a piping bag. I think it's just going to be easier for me to maneuver it. And then plus the cup is filled kind of high and I don't want to spill it or get, you know, fat sections or blobs or whatever. So here we go. I did trim a little bit off the bag. I ordered these bags accidentally. I like the other ones. These are so thick. They just don't wrap up nicely in my hand like the other one does. Okay. Here we go. Gonna cut the tip off. I don't want to have the hole be very big. Okay, so for this, I'm going to make like a zigzag pattern around the outside. I don't want it to be very big because I want to be able to put a few zigzag patterns around. So when I'm done with that one, I'll bring in another one. I'm trying to make them line up, but it's kind of hard. I don't know if they will stay lined up or what. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. All right, so that's one. Now, I think I'm going to go back and do it again. Kind of like Amanda does for her Majesty, how she does this 2 times. I just have a different shape than she does. And my lines are not super thick. I don't really want them to be. I think these will be plenty thick and be plenty of white. Almost done. All right, so now I'm going to let this kind of move in for a few minutes and close up. This is the part that's kind of like the Dragonflower. It's just a slightly different shape. And I think my friend Kelly also, when I watched her do a Dragonflower, I think it was one time, and her petal shapes were kind of similar to this. So I think that might also be where I'm getting it from. So I'm going to pause this and come back in a few minutes once it's had a chance to move in, okay? Okay, I'm back. It hasn't been that long, maybe about 5 minutes. It stopped moving after a certain point, so I'm not going to worry about waiting for it to do anymore. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to do another row of the zigzags around the outside edge. I'm making them slightly thicker. This time, I don't know why I'm talking like that. It's been a long day. There you go. So those are slightly thicker. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my push. And if I need to, I have enough. I can do another row of white, but I don't think I'm going to need to. All right, here we go. I'm going to gently pour the push in there. I'm not going to go super fierce or anything. That looks so cool, how in the middle is the dark. What I find fascinating is that the light blue was around the edges and it is now in like, it's the second layer. There we go. There's the center. Push that down, here we go. And that's it. I think that's all I'm gonna do. I don't think I'm gonna do another row around the edge. I don't think I need it. Hopefully I am right. So that's it. I guess we just wait now for it to cure and we'll come back. It'll probably be in the morning when I get up, because before I go to bed, I'll stick it on the heat mat. And yeah, so fingers crossed this works out. I think it looks really cool so far. So I'm hoping something really cool comes of this. All right, I will see you when it's time to unmold. All right, it's the next morning. It's actually like 4 in the morning. Dogs just got me up and I couldn't wait. I came to check. So let's see what we've got here. Looks promising on this side. Looks like there's a nice row of petals there. Hopefully that is the case on the other side. Okay, here we go. Oh, that looks sucky. Boo.